Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and as the title suggests, this is tips, tricks and game changers. So recently I have made some videos regarding no turning chains, and so that's kind of got me thinking about other things that I do when I'm crocheting that might be of benefit to others. Now, when you're doing a granny square and you're making your edging for it, or you're just working in a square and you come to the corner, do you ever have any problems figuring out which is the centre of your corner? I mean, as you go round, sometimes it will say to you, okay, that's the middle one, we'll put the corner there. And then when you look at it, it's not showing in the corner, it's showing kind of around, like it's going around the corner somehow. And it just doesn't sit right. Well, that happened to me so many times. And even if you put a stitch marker, let's go back. I did this on my previous round, just so that I could illustrate it to you. This is the centre stitch. And as you can see, it's laying slightly off centre, even though it is the middle of the three that are in my corner. So sometimes as you're going around, it looks like the centre, therefore it is the centre, and it all works perfectly, but there are other times where it really doesn't. So now that's going to get in the way. I should have just used a stitch marker. So I'm just doing UK half trebles, which are half doubles in the US, bordering this. So this one I'm in now, according to this, it's my centre. And if I put 3 in there, as it suggests, hopefully it will look like the centre. So we'll go around the corner as normal. And, you know, it might look absolutely perfect. Let's have a look. Okay. Well, I don't think it does. You see, my corner's here, and it's showing here. It's going to get me around the corner, but it's not, is it? It's showing before it. Quite often, it will show after it. But it doesn't look clean. It doesn't look like my granny square corner. You can see it's slightly off-centred by going in the middle one. So I don't do that anymore. And I haven't taught this on my YouTube channel yet. But I'm going to do it for the first time here. So this is my corner. That was the one that was the centre of my 3. So I'm going to do 2 in there. And then I'm going to do 2 in the next one. Because 3 stitches in our corner turns our corner. So by doing 2 in both of those, you've still done 3. Do you get what I mean? If you add them up, it's still the right amount of stitches. Just there's 2 in that one and 2 in that one. And as you can see, it's just turned the corner without that pulling it over to one side. It is now, you've just turned the corner. So when you're going through your next round, you'll put 2 in this one and 2 in this one. And again, it will just pull that so that it will be even. Let's go all the way to the next one and we'll see what that brings. I hope you get what I mean. Rather than putting 3 in the centre, you put 2 in the centre and 2 in the next one. Didn't get that stitched properly. It's just something that when I've been making baby blankets and more car rugs, anything that I'm doing for granny squares of any kind or any squares, when you edge them in another colour, maybe you're not doing a granny stitch. Sorry, there's a van went by and the sun was shining on it. It was quite blinding there. All I can see is a blob now. Shouldn't have looked up. But, you know, any kind of border around your grannies of any kind, whether they're willow squares or whatever squares you're doing, I've noticed this happens from time to time on it. So according to this, my next one is the actual corner. So what I did was, when I did my second stitch on this round, because obviously it was a granny, so I put 3 in there. So I just did 1, 2 and 3. So I put my stitch marker in the one that it told me was the second of those stitches. So if I did that, I'll put my 3 in there. Is that better this time? It might be a little better this time. Let's go all the way around and see. But it is very hit and miss. Sometimes it looks good, and other times they look totally off centre and not right at all. And you just carry on. Now it's looking as if it's to the right. Quite often, before I put stitch markers in, and I'd be going along there, I would assume this was the corner, but it's just to the left. So again, I'm going to put my 2 in this one, and then 2 in the next one, and just turn the corner. And it does exactly the same, but it evens it out and gets you around that corner with the same amount of stitches, but without that mess of, it only looks bigger because I put 3 stitches in there before. But if I hadn't, and I just put 2 and 2, then it would have been absolutely perfect. But you can see that it goes completely around the corner without bunching either before it or just after it. It's nice and clean. So that's my little tip for turning the corner if you're the sort of person like that has trouble. Sometimes when you're working, it looks okay. But I find that 9 times out of 10, it really doesn't. So if you're interested in seeing my other tips and tricks and stuff, game changers, I'll put a link in the description box to all of those other tips and tricks videos that I've done. And I'll put a link at the end when the videos pop in. And you can see those, when 4 videos of my choice pop in. I'll make some of those as well, but there'll be more than 4. So I will put them in the description box below. So anyway, if you like what you've seen, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.